The fight over House Speaker Mike Johnson's future as leader of the House Republicans is reaching a critical point this week. That's because fellow Republican Marjorie Tayor Greene is expected to file a motion to vacate, forcing a vote on his job. But unlike the similar motion in October that led to Kevin McCarthy's ousting, Speaker Johnson may have unlikely allies on the other side of the aisle. NewsNation correspondent Elina Shirazi is in D.C. tonight with the very latest.
Marjorie Tayor Greene is the star of the show. The show is called Republicans Gone Wild.
House Minority Leader Hakim Jeffries giving a tongue-in-cheek response to what Speaker Mike Johnson could be facing tomorrow, a threat from within his own party to remove him as Speaker. Congresswoman Marjorie Tayor Greene is leading the movement, saying she will force a vote tomorrow, known as a motion to vacate, to remove Johnson from his job. Something Speaker Johnson says he's been tuning out.
Is she a serious lawmaker?
I don't think she's proving to be. No, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about her. I've got to do my job.
It's a deja vu moment for House Republicans. Just last year, former Speaker Kevin McCarthy was ousted and replaced by Johnson. Congresswoman Greene is using the same procedural maneuver that ousted Speaker McCarthy and put Johnson in power. Greene introduced the motion to vacate Johnson in March after he passed the $1.2 trillion spending package with Democratic support to fund the government. So far, only two other Republicans have come out in support of Greene, Representatives Thomas Massey of Kentucky and Paul Gosar of Arizona.
She's pretty much operating on her own with one or two others who've expressed support for what she's doing. She doesn't lead anyone. I think it's noteworthy what you just said a few moments ago, that she's not acting in the best interests of President Trump. I don't think this is a good move 6 months before an election. She's always been about herself primarily.
Speaker Johnson's saving grace could very well be Democrats. Minority Leader Jeffries saying this week he was not in favor of removing him as Speaker.
Joined by many others, have taken the position that it's time to end this chapter of pro-Putin obstruction amongst the extreme MAGA Republican wing on the other side of the aisle. And we're prepared to do just that.
Meanwhile, at Mar-a-Lago this weekend, former President Trump throwing his support behind Speaker Johnson, introducing him first at the stage, emphasizing the need for party unity. Greene firing off on X, saying, quote, "How can Mike Johnson stand side by side with President Trump after he fully funded Joe Biden's corrupt DOJ that is committing election interference by politically prosecuting President Trump?" September 30th is another government funding deadline. If Johnson is still Speaker, will he continue to fund it right before the election? Congressman Bob Good appearing on NewsNation's The Hill today, saying that bringing the motion to vacate opens up the door for Democrats to change their tune, warning about the ripple effects for the Republican Party.
I think the Democrats may be baiting these one or two members into moving forward this action, and I wouldn't trust Democrats to keep their word to bail out the Speaker. I think it's an uncomfortable position for us as Republicans if they do, but I would not want to go down that road.
We're going to keep the train on the tracks and show the American people that not just what we're against, but what we're for.
In Washington, Elina Shirazi, NewsNation.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.